What is up, Earthnoids and Spacenoids? I am just a simple new type, and in this video, we are boarding White Base once again as we continue our coverage of Mobile Suit Gundam, the Origin manga. Last time, we saw the death of Ryu, Jose, and Lieutenant Matilda. The crew grieved for their losses. White Base also fought against the Black Tri-Stars and the Dom for the first time. This time, the team will finally make it to Jaburo. The children of White Base run off and happen to stumble onto some Zeon spies. We will also see the Battle of Jaburo play out, and Amuro and Char battle once again. So let's get into this. The White Base crew has finally made it to the Amazon basin. They are so close to Jaburo. A message finally comes in guiding the ship to one of the hidden Jaburo entrances. A secret entrance opens up, revealing the underground headquarters. EFF soldiers welcomes the secret ship. Everyone is just really happy to get off. Look, they are all running off with their hands up. That is the face of someone who feels free. I imagine that is how sailors act when out in sea for months. Bright meets with Lieutenant Woody. He tells Bright that White Base did so well in the field that they plan on making more Pegasus-class ships. He introduces Amuro to the lieutenant, who is taken aback by the fact that he is a kid. Woody mentions that Lieutenant Matilda told him all about Amuro. I guess everything except for the fact that he's a kid? On White Base, scientists gather together to discuss Amuro's new type potential. It eventually devolves into everyone complaining about Zeon being ahead of the game when it comes to new types, thanks to the Flanagan Institute. They mention that the top brass at EFF still don't understand or believe in new types, and therefore have no interest in investing time and money into research. It has been a nightmare for some of the scientists to get anything done. Amuro goes to talk to the scientists. Like the anime, Bright is allowed to remain captain of White Base, and they want Mirai to enlist. She has no interest, however. They try to emotionally manipulate her by bringing up what a great man her father, Shu Yashima, was to EFF, and she too can bring great glory. She isn't having any of it, however, at least until she changes her mind tomorrow. Shu Yashima died before the war broke out. He was the CEO of the Yashima Company and did a great deal of diplomacy with the Principality of Zeon. The Yashima Company is responsible for leading in colony construction and was the owner of the failed resort colony, Texas Colony. On the surface, Zeon is doing a bombing run with Gaus. While driving through Jaburo, Mirai tells Bright that she has a fiancé, and Bright suddenly says that he is quite the lucky guy. The scientists put Amuro in some kind of fMRI. While asleep, his mother, Lieutenant Matilda, and even Ryu Jose haunts his memories. They are certain that new types have enhanced senses, but they theorize precognition may be a possibility. Amuro goes to see Lieutenant Woody, who is overseeing the refit on White Base. He tells Amuro that they are thickening the armor and increasing the engine output to 50%. They are also adding twin beam cannons all over the ship. Lieutenant Woody and Amuro talk about how he and Matilda were supposed to get married, just like in the anime. He yells at him and tells him that he ain't that important. This is war, boy. Later on, everyone seems to accept appointment within EFF's ranks. Mirai did a 360 real quick. Amuro and Mirai are given the rank of warrant officer. Posthumously, Ryu Jose was promoted to second lieutenant. This makes Amuro mad, and he demands to know why it isn't a higher rank. Like in the show, the commanding officer hits him. They're given rooms. Frau Bo tends to Amuro's wounds. From the view out of the room, they could see a Pegasus-class ship at the docks. Frau wonders if it is White Base, but she says it is the 7th Pegasus-class ship, the Albion. Of course, we will see the Albion in action during UC0083. Also, the Comic Walker digital release refers to the Albion as the Albatross. Interesting. Sayla notices that Amuro was given drugs by the scientists that have been conducting tests on him. Sayla wonders what they are doing to him. She decides to pour out his drugs and tells him he doesn't have to listen to them if he doesn't want to. She doesn't want EFF to walk all over him. The next day, White Base crew meets with General Revel for the first time. During this time, the children who were supposed to be at the nursery comes rushing in, causes chaos. Hato goes right into General Revel's face along with Frau Bo. Bright is very embarrassed. Traveling along the Amazon is Char and his team. A few AT guys are scouting underneath the river looking for some kind of entrance to Jaburo. Char is meeting with the Amazonian tribe elders. He's trying to get them to help them break into Jaburo. In exchange, they will leave the planet and they will make EFF leave the Amazon, leaving just the local tribes of the area. The leaders ask about Zeon Zum Daikun and the ideals of Quintolism. He asks if they will force his tribesmen into space. Char tells him that controlism doesn't apply to his people. It applies to those who choose to live a life of polluting the planet rather than living with the planet. He says that the tribe will be allowed to live in harmony with nature and be the true rulers of the Amazon. They agree to work with him. He brings in the Zagaks and Guys. Amuro is running a simulation testing the new core block system eject features. He believes that their simulation is designed for space and that it is slightly off for use in gravity. They tell him it will be 2 weeks before the core block changes will be complete. Amuro is getting antsy that he can't get into the Gundam for a while. Meanwhile, Char and his team finally find an entrance point to the base. Garcia Romeo is informed of Char's whereabouts. He is informed that on the night of the full moon, they will make their attack. He realizes that Char got the upper hand on him. Like in the anime, Kikoletz and Katz are in the nursery when they get into a fight with one of the kids, and they decide to run away once again. They run off into the depths of White Base where Char's red-nosed team happens to be sneaking around. The kids don't notice that Zeon is right under their noses. Red noses? Ha. They continue sneaking around until they find the new GMs in the hangar. Char's red-nosed team moves out. I wonder why it's called red-nosed team. They notice these units are different from the Gundam. They wonder if Amuro knows about these new units. That is when Zeon red-nosed team surrounds the kids. Garcia is prepping his fleet to move out and attack Jaburo. He is more concerned with making Makuve look bad than winning the war. The Zeon team feels bad, but the kids saw him, so I guess they have to die. They leave them to blow up with the bombs they planted. Luckily, the kids are able to break free. They all begin collecting the bombs quickly. Amuro meets Kai, who is trying to pull rank, when the kids come rushing by in a lift. They tell Amuro about the bombs. Like in the anime, Amuro saves the kids and drives the construction lift off a construction site. While this is all going down, the red-nosed team sneaks into the control center of Jaburo and starts killing soldiers. They open up the entrances to the base while Garcia begins a bombing run. All hell breaks loose at HQ. Garcia launches Zaku's along with the mobile fortress, the Adsum, with Garcia commanding from the fortress. We saw Kycilia and Makuve pilot the fortress originally in the anime. General Revel is informed of the situation. He sends out the GMs. One of the GM teams happens to be the Slegger team ran by Lieutenant Slegger Law. The red-nosed team makes it back to inform Char of the situation. When a GM comes in and takes him out, Char recognizes the situation and decides to move in with the Zagak commander type. The Gundam is still under repairs. Amuro finds some poor sucker's GM and takes it right when he gets there. Poor guy. It's probably his first battle, too. General Revel is setting up a decoy for Garcia's fleet to run into. As the Zakus make their way into the base, the GMs attack. This is the first time that a Zaku pilot has ever seen a GM, so they think it is a squad of Gundams. Zeon is starting to get overwhelmed. Garcia and the Adsum breaks through the base, running right into Revel's trap. They lured the team into the area under construction and blow it up, causing the entire sector of the base to cave in. This buries Rear Admiral Garcia along with hundreds of Zakus. The remaining Zakus are being torn apart by the GMs. They realize it isn't the Gundam, but it is too late for them. Another attack is happening at the hangars. Luckily, Amuro suspected that they would attack White Base. One GM goes out on his own and is destroyed by Char. Char's theme intensifies. Womp, 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 ba-da-ba-da-doo. Amuro instantly recognizes that it is Char. Char is fast. Amuro tries to shoot him with his rifle, but the beam spray gun is mid to short ranged, and he isn't able to get a hit on the Zagak. He drops the gun and pulls out the beam saber. The two engage in battle. The system and the GM is exactly the same as the Gundam, but it is reacting too slow. He tosses the shield to gain more mobility. As they continue their fight, Lieutenant Woody comes in, piloting a fan-fan. In our coverage of the anime, I referred to this as a hovercraft. There was once a time when I didn't know every obscure EFF vehicle. Ignorance sometimes is bliss. Anyways, the fan-fan is a hovercraft mainly used within the base. The left and right fans allow it to hover freely even when it's on uneven terrain. It also is equipped with radio-guided missiles. It has 2 seats that can be piloted by just one person. Besides the 5-tube guided missile pods, it also has 4 7.7mm miniguns. Lieutenant Woody rushes in to attack Char. He says that he will protect White Base, the ship that Lieutenant Matilda sacrificed her life for. Amuro goes in to help him, but he is too late. Char tears through the fan-fan, killing Lieutenant Woody. Amuro takes out the Zagak Zagok's arm, destroying the balancer. Char decides to make his retreat. On foot is Sayla, who goes to the spot where the children found the Yak guys. She goes down to find Char waiting for her. He tells her to never board White Base again. This revelation comes later in the anime when the two actually meet on Texas Colony. Midai comes to scare off Char. Everyone clears out what remains in the base. Zeon's attempt to take Jaburo and White Base was a failure. And that will do it for this episode. Like the anime, the Battle of Jaburo plays out similarly, but with some slight changes. In the anime, the Gundam wasn't out, and he was able to use it against Char's Zagok. I like that he didn't have access to the unit. Allowing Amuro to learn to pilot the GM on the fly is an excellent way of explaining to the viewers how the GM works without making some boring exposition. Next time, the White Base crew meets Slugger Law for the first time. Also, we will flash back to Sayla's past as she recalls her life in Side 3. But that will do it for now, new types. Remember, sometimes put your faith into war orphans. Peace.